Welcome back to Develop Coding. So in today's video, we're going to build a drinking game that is running offline with PWA using React and Tailwind. So here's a demo. What does it look like? So you can see right here, we have some options where the user choose the board 3x3 or 4x4. So by default, we're going to choose 4x4, and the game is really simple. So each of the players is going to click. As you can see right here, it's going to be if you unlucky enough to click one of the beer, and then it's appear like this, you have to drink. So this is a drinking game that I use to play in my party. So here's what we're gonna do in this video. We're gonna build this one. All right, so let's get started. All right, so here I'm using VS Code, so you can use any tag that you want. And this is just a boilerplate from Create React app using PWA template. And if you want to have that one as well, please go ahead and to the Create React app website. And as you can see right here, basically I'll leave the link in the description. You can go to that. You can copy this command right here. This is Create React app, and you can change from my app to the app that we are working on. This will generate the folder names with it. And then here with the template of PWA. And if you want to have a TypeScript, please do this one. So once you've done that, it's going to generate this boilerplate for us. There's not much going on right here. The difference is like we have like the service worker files, and we have like service worker registration, everything right here. You don't have to worry much about it. If you want just to register the PWA, we're gonna do that at the end of the video, but it's just to tell you, you can just change from the register right here, unregister to register, and that is pretty much it. All right, so the next thing what we're gonna do is to initialize the Tailwind into our projects. And so we follow this great instruction from the Tailwind guy right here. I'll leave the link in the description as well. So after you create a project, you do step 2. If you're using yarn, please do yarn add. If you npm, you can do follow this one, npm install. And we add to Dave dependency. So the next step is we're gonna do this one. So I have already installed the dependency already. So I'm gonna do this one. And what I like to do, I do --full. So this gives me the full configuration of the Tailwind. So as you can see right here, I can see like what is the value. If you don't do only -p, it's not gonna show you this one, but by default it's included inside this one. But it just gives me to see what's value. It's easy for me to change. So this is just a personal preference, but you don't really have to. So the next thing is we gonna add the content of this one. So what is this content? So I'm gonna paste this one. So the content, this one is just tell Tailwind that where we're gonna write our React component, and where is Tailwind is going to looking for, let's say it's this one. So basically we're gonna write our Tailwind inside source component. So Tailwind only have to look inside that folder source only. So if write the Tailwind outside the source component or source folder, it's not going to affect at all. So this is what it is. And so the next step is what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this one. And this is our final steps. I'm gonna erase everything from here. There might be some change to this one, which is pretty much it. And the next step is what we need to do is sometimes we need to reset our project. So because let's actually restart it. So it might not take effect, but that's why we need to restart it. So when you restart it, you will start to see that some of the font is going to change or not. All right, so but the reason that is not is because of that we have the app.css right here that do some styling. So basically I'm going to remove this one, and then inside the app.js I'm going to remove this one as well. So you can see it's changing, and I'm going to reset this one to the start. So we're gonna start with a fresh canvas. All right, so that's pretty much it on set up this project. So let's start writing our code. All right, so first we're gonna start off by building our simple board right here. So for the option to switch this one, we're gonna do it later. So first we're gonna focus on making the board. So inside the app.js right here, we're gonna give let's say we have the background is gonna be bg select to the 800, and if we come back here, and then we're gonna give the height to screens, width to full. Actually the height right here, what I'm gonna do min height instead. And then for our board, for now I'm gonna do everything statics, and then after we get our style, our basic layout happens, so we can focus on making it dynamic. So right here we're gonna have the div right here. So for the icon of this cup right here, I get it from the React icon, so please go ahead and install this one. I leave the link in the description. And for the icon I'm gonna choose is I'm gonna change from what I have done, so I'm gonna choose this one instead. So to import this one, so I can just do import this one from React icon, and then you can see /gi. So usually like this, if you don't know how to import it, usually the name of this one is gonna be the import this one right here. Okay, so nothing's much from this one. So what we're gonna do is this one is gonna be, we're gonna use the crit, and then the crit right here, the call is gonna be 4, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of gap, is gonna be 2, and inside here we gonna have like the div right here that is gonna have like a width of this one is gonna full, and the height of this one I'm gonna go with 36. But now let's say actually do the bg black or bg white right here. So you can see we have this one right here, really nice. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy and paste this one 4 times. So there you go. So right now you can see we have this basic layout of this one right here. So next is, let's say what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the pattern inside of this one a little bit. It's gonna be p5, so we can give, we can have a little bit of space. Very nice. So there you go. So right now what I need to do is, let's say it's 14, I'm gonna do this 4 times. So there you go. Right now we have our board, basic board layout of these things right here. So first what I want to put this one inside the middle of the screen. So you can see the screen right here, I wanted to put inside the middle. But to do that, it's going to be really simple. I can just do flex and then justify center, and I'm going to do item center. But then this thing is going to be disappear, so that's why we have to wrap this one up with another one. So, and then we can just give this one a width of full. And there you go. So right now this our board right here is going to place inside the center. Okay. So the next thing is we don't want this one, right? So there's going to be a duplicate of this one. But before we doing that, we want to make sure that we're going to have like the icon inside this one first. So for that, we're going to do our import gi beer, this one. So I think, yeah, there you go. And this is it. And so let's increase the size of this one a little bit to text to 3XL. And the color is what I'm gonna do is I can do yellow. Let's say 500. So there you go. And then maybe the font size we want it a little bit bigger than this. And to make it center, it's really simple. You can do display crit inside here, and this one is a little bit shorter. So place content. So everything is gonna go into center. There you go. And okay, that's looking good. So for now, what we have this basic right here. What we need to do is we're gonna do the loops over this one instead of like writing a whole lot of this one right here. So for that, we're gonna do some things to generate our board. And to do that, we're gonna create another function. It's gonna be utils. And then I'm gonna create this file right here. Generate board.js. Okay. And I'm just gonna do this one really quick. So this is gonna be a functions, and then we can export, not expect, default generate board right here. So this one is the board right here is gonna take the value. So why it's gonna take the value? So because later on we're gonna choose, there's gonna be option to generate the bot, right? So that's why I'm gonna choose the value right here. And so we're gonna have like our bot result, as I'm gonna store this one inside the results array. Okay. And then we're gonna loops. So we're gonna do for loops. Let I equal 0, I less than value. And then we're gonna do the I plus plus. So this one is we're gonna whatever the value that we're gonna pass, we're gonna loop through it. But mainly the value we're gonna pass either 16 or 9. And then we're gonna go this one. So then what we can do is, what I like to do is result.push 0. So by doing this, we're gonna have like a generate bot of 0, let's say 16 times or 9 times. Let's say it depends on the value that we have here. So if the done path, let's say I'm gonna default right here, so 16. So but we need to have the one index. So you can see right here, for everything is gonna be, it's not like it's gonna be okay, but just only one value is going to be so one value is going to be the drinking that's allow people to drink. Like when people get that index is gonna be drink. So that is, we're gonna go into drinkings index. This one. So actually, like the name of the variable is really hard for me as well. But make sure you name something that you like you understand what it does. But naming in general is really hard. So for this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna randoms between the number that we have right here. So we're gonna do the randoms value between the value so we give. So let's say we have 16, so random between this one. So and then what I'm gonna do is okay, if the drinking index is equal to the index that we are loop string, I think I misspelled this one, so it should be drinking. Okay, cool. If it's equal to this one, so I'm gonna push 1 right here. Else, if it's not, I'm gonna push to 0. There you go. So right now you have this value right here, and then what you need to do next is going to return the results. Okay, so right now we have our result bot, and it's one of the index is going to be a drinking index. Okay, very nice. So the next thing is I'm gonna split the component. So I'm gonna create a component right here, and then I'm gonna do like the bot.js right here. And so what it does is right here is going to cut everything that we have right now. So basically, I'm gonna remove first. Give you some space to see. Otherwise, it's gonna be so hard. Okay. So right now, so this one is I'm gonna cut this one. And then I'm gonna place it right over here. And then also we need to import this one as well. And then go back into this with full right here. We can just do the bot. And right now, there's not much we can see this one. Okay. So the bot right here, since we're going to update the bot, our bot, so we're going to put the bot inside our state component, okay, inside our use state. So that's why we can use this bot later to update. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the bot, and then we're gonna do set bot is gonna be equal to use state. Now we can do generate bot right here as a function. So either I'm gonna give this a value or it's an optional. So I can just give it, for now I'm gonna do 9 or 16. So I'm not gonna pass anything to this one. So first, since our select option right here is going to be on our last, so that's why I don't really have to care much about this one. But we will come back for this one. So for this one, we're gonna do loops through this one. Is we're gonna do maps, and then this one is gonna have like the value, and then we're gonna have the index of this one, and we're gonna use this one as the key, and then we're gonna return. We're gonna return this value. So right now, there you go. So there you have this one. But what we need to do is we need to have like the index key. Okay, so key is equal to index, and there you go. So if you refresh this one, and that is very much it. So the next things is what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the handle selects. So what happened if the user is going to select? So what happened if I click in here, I want it to disappear. Okay, so that is really simple. So let's actually do that. So this one is gonna be on clicks. So I'm gonna create a function called handle select, and then okay, what we're gonna do is gonna be equal the handle selects right here. So what happened is when I click handle select, so I need to know which of the beer that has been clicked. So to do that, I need to keep to have the pass the index as a parameter to the function. So I have the index right here, and then I can't know that okay, this right now this index has been clicked, so I'm gonna update this one to the bot, to our bot right here. So to do that is really simple. So first we're gonna have like the updated bot is going to be equal to, we're gonna copy from the old bot, and then we're gonna update the index right here. What I'm gonna update is I'm gonna update -1, and then I'm gonna do set bot with the new updated bot. Okay, so but right now, how do we gonna actually undisplay this one? So for that is really simple. Since our bot is going to update, this one is going to re-render, and then the bot right now will have the value based on the current the value right here will update depend on this one as well. So to do that, we can check right here if the value if bigger or equal to 0, and then we're gonna render this one right here. So what it means, so right now you can see when I click, it will go -1. So one of the clicks value, it's going to be lower than 0. So this is gonna be full. It's gonna run this one. So let's actually do it. You can see now it's gone. It's gone unless we click on the right one. It's gonna stay. Okay, so right now it's so you can see we don't have a really have condition, so that's why everything is disappeared. So to do this is we need to check if the value, or we can check if like the bot slash index right here, if the bot slash index right here is equal to 0, right? We're gonna do this. Else we're gonna do something else. So else right here, we're gonna do, let's say, handle drink or something like that. So but this one is just gonna be another, we'll not do it now, but we're gonna save this one for later. So if we refresh this one, let's actually gonna keep clicking, and you will find that there's one is not gonna be gone, and this one. So when we click on this one, it should be trigger the handle string, just like this one. So you can see when we click, it's gonna be sorry. So when we click, we're gonna call this one. It's gonna render this one. Okay. So that is pretty much it. So right now what we need to do is we need to handle like the drinks screens. Okay. All right, that's good. So for the drink screen is we going to do it right here, because this is a component right here mainly for the bot only, and for the drink component is going to be outside of it. So that's what we're going to do. And this one. Okay, so let's actually do the drinking screens. So for now, I'm gonna undisplay this one first, and then we're gonna focus only the drink. I'm gonna delete this one. So let's say I'm gonna have like my div right here, and and then this one is going to, oh wait, they actually create a component instead. So let's do drink.js, and then what I want from here is also the icon right here. Drink, and then we're gonna put this one inside this one. So I think the style, basically the style of this one is gonna be very similar, so I can just really copy this one right here and go back inside the apps. I can just do the drink component. There you go. So we have this one. Nice. So the next thing is what I wanted to do is I want to put this one, this height of this one is going to be, let's say, height to screens. Let's say height screens. Width of this one is going to be full. And then we're going to place this one inside the center. We're going to do place crit, place content center. So right now it's going to the center of the screen. And so what we wanted to do is to make this one transform. So when we load, so as you can see, when we click on this one, it's going to render that one. When it's load, we wanted to scale up this one to be really big. So all right, so let's actually do that. So first, I'm gonna do CSS style right here. So it's gonna be a lot easier to do than the Tailwind, but you can actually do with Tailwind as well. So for the scale, so we can do just scale of this one. But now let's actually do, let's say, scale 5. So you can see that is really big enough for me. So we need to first it's not scale 5, first it's scale 1, and after the component render we're gonna do scale 5. To do that is gonna be really simple. We can have a state. We're gonna do the animate or set animate is gonna be equal to use state. It's gonna be fall, and after the component re-render, not re-render. So what we're gonna do is we're going to set our animations. So we can set animate to true. That is really simple. And then inside here, we can just do the JavaScript right here, animate. If it's true, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 5, else we're gonna do 1. So right now, if we refresh this one, there's nothing much unless we're gonna do something. The transitions all, and then we can do some duration as well. So let's do duration 1000. So right now, if I refresh this one, there you go. So when it's a render, it's pop up this one. Really nice. Well, it's not gonna run again if you try to refresh it, because this component it will not run. Okay, that's weird. And actually do localhost 3000. There you go. Okay, so now that is looking good. So the next thing is we need to switch between the bot and the this one. So I'm gonna do the bot and this one. So right now we have this one, not really good, but we need to undisplay and one display. So let's say inside our app.js right here, we need to have like a state to actually keep track of the thing. So I'm gonna do isString. Set isString. Okay, gonna be use states right here. So right now what we need to do is we're gonna do this one. So I'm gonna do isString. If it's true, we're gonna render the string component, but if it's not, we're gonna do the bot right here. Okay, so right now since it's not, so that's why this one. So we need to pass the set isString to this one. So then we can update the bot. When we click on the right thing, we can update this one. So going to the bot, we pass the set string, and where it's gonna go, it's gonna go right here. The set string is gonna be true. So right now we can play. It's a little bit too much. All right, okay, there you go. So right now when it's much, it's do this one. Really nice, it's good. So the next thing is what we're gonna do is we're gonna have like something to for us to fall back, and then we going to click in this one and we're gonna reset our game, right? So let's go to our drink, and then we're gonna have the icon that we're gonna use is this one, and let's see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place this one on top of this one. Let's actually do this. Okay, and so you can have like a fragment for it as well. So you can do something like this, or we can set a div for this one. Oops, it's really messy right now. This one is gonna be a div. Hello. Okay, and then we need another div to wrap around this one. There you go. So this is not what I expected. It's going to be this one. There you go. So right now we have this one, but actually make it a little bit bigger. So we're gonna do class name of this one to text to 4XL. Okay, and then you can do text this one to wife. And then we want to place this one inside the center. So this one is right here. It's gonna be crit. We can do place content center. There you go. Let's actually do P5. I'm gonna give it a little bit of space. But right now we have to scroll this one, which is not really, I don't really like this one. So we have to limit the height screen of this one a little bit. So to do that, I can change the height of this one. So as you can see, we have 96 right here. So this is going to be spacings. So I'm going to change this one to, let's say, the 90 VH. So let's say 80 VH, or let's say, yeah, 85 VH. We height, and then I'm going to do 85 we height. Hopefully this one is get it. So if I come back here, I can change this one to height 85 VH. Okay, so right now you see it working, but sometimes it's not working. When you change the Tailwind config, please make sure to restart the server. But right now it's worked, so you can see it's actually in one screen. So what we're gonna do is when I click on right here, I want to go back to my bot, right? So, you know, it's gonna be really simple, right? So for this one, let's actually do that. So we can have like the is drinking, or set past the is drinking to here as well. And then we're gonna do this one. And then we can do something like this. And then when this one is on click, so basically you can set up the entire space. So I mean, like we can click anywhere right here, or I'm gonna do only to this one right here. On click is going to be this one, and then I'm gonna set this one to false. And then it's gonna be false. Okay. So right now, if I click right here, it's moved back to this one. Really nice. Okay, so the next thing is what we're gonna do is, let's say you can see this one is when we reset, the bot is actually re-render. There you go. So I think that's pretty much it. And there you go. There we go. And the next thing is what we're gonna do is we going to so what we're gonna do is to have some option for the user to actually change the bot. So right now you can see our bot is too much. Let's say we have we want to drink fast, right? We want to have like a shorter bot to actually drink. So for this one, it's going to be really simple. So we're gonna go to bot, and then we're gonna have like some bot options right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have this bot option. I'm gonna wrap this one with another div. Hopefully everything's fine. And then we're gonna have another div right here. We're gonna have like a two button and not, maybe I'm gonna create this one into a component. So let's say options. And then I'm gonna do something like this. So let's actually bring our options right here. Okay, that it's not import, so let's do another one. Let's try again. Okay, this one, nice. So right now we have our options right here. So what this one will do is gonna be changing the bot. So how are we gonna do this one? So all right, so let's see what we can do. So first we're gonna have to create two options. It's gonna be like these two buttons right here. And so first I'm gonna do mainly the style of this one. 3x3, and then it's gonna be 4x4. And then what I like to do with this one is gonna be P5 as well. And then we're gonna do justify space between. Since first I'm gonna do flex as well, and then each of the boards right here. So you can see we have this one, right? So so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it with the BG to blue 500. Both is, I think both is gonna be the same. So let's actually do the something's loop instead. So we don't have to repeat ourselves. So it's gonna be like an options is gonna be equal to, let's say, value is gonna be 9, but the text to display is gonna be, for this for everything I'm gonna put inside as a string. And then for the text is going to be 3 by 3 times 3, and this one as well is going to be 16. Oh no, actually this one is, then it's gonna be 4 by 4. So let's move this one because this one will be as the. Okay, so then for this one we're gonna do options, options.maps, and then inside here we're gonna have like either values or the text, and then we can have the index right here as well. Okay, I think we made some mistakes, which is we forget to have this one right here, another one right here, and then we're gonna do something, this one. So what we're gonna return is we're gonna return this one. We're gonna return this 2 button right here, as you can see, and instead of this one we're gonna do it as text, and then let's do some styling to this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the width to be full, and then we're gonna have like the gap of this one is gonna be 2, depend on the style you want. So I'm gonna do py of this one to 5, a little bit bigger, and then round it to d, and yeah, text is gonna be y. Cool. So right now we almost done. So the next thing is what we need to do. We need to click on one of this, and then it's gonna change the style. So how do we do that? So we're gonna change the board. So to change the board is going to actually do it right here, and then we pass to options. So I'm gonna do like the change board is gonna be a function, and then we're gonna pass this one right here. Chain board is gonna be equal to chain board right here, and so the chain board right here is gonna be called the generate board, and then we're gonna pass the value that we have from this one, right? So basically the chain board will have a value, and then it's gonna generate the board, and then we're gonna set the board right here. I want to do set the board with the value that we have. Oops. Okay, very nice. So right now what we need to do is we need to make sure that this one is gonna be having a like let's say change board, and then the change board right here will depend on this button right here. So when we unclick, we're gonna call chain board, and then we're gonna pass the value that we have in here, right? So actually do click on here. There you go. So right now it's working. I click here, it's working, but right now the only problem with our board is that it has the fixed style right here. So let's actually have a style for this one as well. So we're gonna do like the board style, and then we're gonna do set board style, and then we're gonna do use state. So by default of this one is gonna be so to change this one, you cannot just change the last things like 3 or 2, something like that. So that's not gonna work. So basically we're gonna have like to choose the whole things, and we can just do the conditions to change our board depends on the value that we have right here. So let's say we can do like if value is equal to 16, and then we set the board style to whatever currently that we have in here, right? And also else if value if value is equal to 9, and then we can set the board style to 3. So hopefully, and then we come back here, and then we come here. So, and then inside here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do board style. So when I click on this one, so you can see, there you go. There we go. So right now, if we go back, it's go back to force, which is pretty okay. And all right, so I think that's pretty much it. So the next thing is we gonna do is to set up the local storage for this one. So what it means is that when I click on change things right here, I want it to come back, and I want to have this one is stay there, and I don't want to, let's say I want to play 4x4, and then after I win or something, let's say I want to play 3x3, after I win, it's gonna change back me to 4x4, which is not really nice, which is not what I want, right? So we're gonna set this one to the local storage. All right, so for that is going to be really simple. All right, so the next thing that we wanted to do is we want to have the local storage to store the options. As you can see, I switched the options. Right now, if I click right here, if I play and finish this one, and if I go back, it's go to the default one. So I want to store this one in a local storage, and then we come back and the user can change that. All right, let's do that. So to do that, it's going to be really simple. So when we change the board right here, we have this value right here. So what we can do with this value, we can set this one to the local storage. So what we can do, we can do window.local storage. And then from here, local storage dot set items, and then we can have like the key. You can call this whatever you want. I'm gonna call this one as like the board options, and then it's going to be we store the value, and the value is gonna be we can have like do the to string right here. It's in the value, so it's requires string, but actually we can just do without string as well. But just I'm gonna do this way. So right now, so when we change the boards, we can have this value. There you go. And the next thing is we want to keep track of is to actually when we're gonna read this one. So as you can see, when we generate right here, so when we load the component, we want to read from the local storage the board option right here. So we're gonna do like the board options is gonna be equal to window.localstorage.getItems, which is this one. And when we read from this one, it's gonna be as the string, and then we're gonna do pass in of this one. We're gonna do like pass in, and then we can do something like this. So right now, if I click on this 3, if I refresh this one, as you can see, it's still 3, which it's still 3, but the only thing that is wrong right now is like the style of this one. So that is very bad. And the way that we do this one, there's 2 options that we can do for this one. Is the first is to add the this one to the local storage as well, or we can create the function that's gonna return us the style of this one. So to do that, it's gonna be, I'm not gonna add it to local storage. I'm gonna do this one, like say update board style is gonna be this one. And so we're gonna take basically the value as well, and we're gonna do something like this. And instead of set this one, so what we're gonna do is, so we're gonna do return this one. Oops. We're gonna return this one, and also return, I think this one, return this one as well. But the only problem right now is like sometime when we read from the local storage, let's say our first start of the game, the value we might not have the value, right? So we can return, so it's the default is going to be 16, so I can just, if there's no much any of the conditions about, we can just return this one. So we're gonna use this one. So where are we gonna be called? So let's say I'm gonna call this one right here, passing the value. So when we change this one, it's gonna be actually working fine. But right now the only problem is with this one. So we need to do this one to this as well, and then we're gonna do the path ins. So for now, I think we can do like the pass into the whole value of this one right here. And then we're gonna have like the bot options, and this one need value, and we're gonna do the bot options. So what is that? So okay, so because we have this one before we assign, so that's fair enough. I think this one you can't either put this one like the on the outside right here, like as a or as a util functions, if you wish to. So right now, as you can see, when we refresh this one, it stay right there. There you go. It's correct. It's read from the local storage. Very nice. So the next thing is that we wanted to make sure like the button that's already the style disabled, and do some style to it as well. So for that, I'm gonna pass this bot option right here as a props to this one. So inside the option, we have the bot options, and then the bot option right here. Oh, so right here I forgot to use the key. So when we loop something, we need to use a key, and so we can do like is current style, is current I don't know, like is current, yeah, just do is current option or current style, something like this. Is gonna be equal to bot option is equal to the value. Okay, if it's equal, so basically we're gonna do let's say disable. Let's say actually it's gonna be like here, it's gonna be disable. It's gonna be equal to this. Right now, if I try to click, as you can see, it's cannot be clicked, and then we can do some stylus one as well. Let's say BG is gonna be blue 900. There you go. So right now, if I switch this one, this button is disabled. There you go. We can switch between these two. Very nice. So I think that is pretty much it for our apps. We have added to the local storage. We managed to some style to this one, and so that's pretty much of our functionality of this one, and hope you like it. And the next step, what we're gonna do is to make this one as in PWA, and then as you can see right here, it's be able to install the icon right here. And also we change the title, metadata text, and adding some image to our apps when we able to install it. So we're gonna do that in the next part. Okay, so in this part, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the basic configuration and update the metadata text for the apps, our apps, to enable the PWA. And so right now it's actually really simple. The first thing first that you need to do, you need to change from unregistered to register. That's pretty much it. So basically this is going to make the app turn into PWA. But let's say if you want to change the logo, so right now if you put everything, it's the logo is going to be this one, and the manifest we have this one. So for me, what I'm like to do is you change the name. So you can change any name you want. Let's say I'm going to change it to the iDrinks. Let's say I'm going to do iDrink V2, and this is like a name for it. Now I'm going to just copy this one. And for the image, so where do we get the image, right? So that is the question. So the image is, you can go to PWA builder. So this one is really nice website for to generate the image. So let's say let's see, I'm gonna play our game right here. Gonna have this image. So what I like to do is I'm gonna screenshot this one, and booms, and after that I'm gonna go into this website right here. Alright, so right now I'm selecting this one. I have my image. So next thing is I'm gonna just do the generate of these things, and it's gonna take a while. So after that, it's gonna be install of this one. You can just click open this one, and then we're gonna do it. So okay, I think I see it first in another screen, so I'm gonna take it up here. So as you can see right here, we have a lot of image that we can choose from and different size. So what we interested in is like 52 and 91 right here. So I'm going to drag this one in, and then we're going to do another one, which is good. So also we can duplicate the 92 right here. I can control V. So this one is going to be renamed to faveicon.ico. And I move to trash and rename this one. Is going to be faveicons.ico. Nice. And this one is we're gonna remove both of this, and you can just change the name of this one, logo, this one, and also this one is gonna be logo 552, right? 512. So the reason that we have to this one is because, as you can see the manifest right here, either you change the manifest name to match this one, make sure it's match this one. And the color right here, I'm gonna change it to blacks, sumo, and there you go. So right now the fave icon right here, it's not the same size. As you can see, our fave icon first is gonna be 92, right? So I'm gonna do the 92 right here. But if actually it's like the size right here, make sure like the fave icon either in the size of this options. But you can just change the fave our image here to size below that, like 60 by 60, 64 by 64 as previous. Okay, so right now we have this logo, as you can see on the top right here, we have it. The next thing is we can change the title. So I can do I drink V2 because this is a version 2 that I'm making, and there you go. So right now we have this one. So the next thing is, like, let's say when you share this one, they might see some metadata tag, like the information of it as well. So to get that, I am going to copy some of the thing that I've been written before. So to make things, and I'm gonna explain that for you. I'm gonna copy this one, paste it right over here. That's quite a lot, but not really a lot. First, we have this description. I can just remove this one since I'm at another description. So first we have the description, metadata description, and the keyword, the author. This is my name, my full name, and this is the OG title of the when used with Facebook's. And basically this is pretty much it. So OG description, we got the OG image, which is linked to our logo that we are using. If you have different image, you can just change from logo 552 to something else. And yeah, this is for Twitter, but somehow maybe some Twitters might be not working, but we just do this. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the PWA setups. And let's check it again. So let's go to the index.js, make sure everything register. So there you go. And that's how we done it. So to make sure that everything works, you can just do yarn run build this one. So when you build this one, it's gonna be built into the PWA mode, and you can test it out on yourselves. So it's gonna take a while. All right, so right now after it's built, so as you can see, after it's built, so we need to run this one. You have to install it as well. But yeah, so this is recommend from the React, so I should install it. So we serve build, it's gonna be okay. As you can see, it's available on localhost 5000. Let's actually go there, localhost 5000, and there you go. So right now it seems that our 5000 is stuck with the, I think it's stuck with the old versions of my. So that actually first I'm gonna clear some of the cookie that we have. Let actually remove everything. Yep, I should remove this one. Done and done. Okay, so right now let's actually do it again. Localhost 5000. Okay, it looks like something is wrong. What is wrong with this one? What is it wrong? Okay, I think I know what's happening, I guess, because of a bot right here, we generate from this value option. So what if the value here is not, what if it's none, right? What if it's none path? So what we can do or this one we can do or 16. By default, we're gonna go with 16. And yep, I guess we have to. So one way that what happens is when you want to test the build again, you have to rebuild it. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So the next thing is we're gonna build again. And okay, so after we build this one, we need to run it again. So let's do it again. And then we're gonna do the localhost 5000. Okay, hopefully this is still not working. I'm not really sure why it's not working. Okay, so right now it's working, so you can see it's nice. And so there you go. So right now, since I have already installed this before, that's why it's happening. So but that's how you set up PWA. Once you deploy this one, everything is gonna good to go. So right now, what I need to do next is it look like we have some bugs to fix. As you can see, the bot option right here, it's gonna be either none or so we're never gonna do or 16s right here. The value is gonna be 16. We don't have to do this one. So if somehow on the new PC or the new device or the new user that's gonna use this one, we're gonna get if this one is none, so we're gonna have like a 16s as default. So then everything is gonna be good to go. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for this part that we set up the PWA and fix some of our bugs. And yeah, so in the next part, we're gonna do the deployment of this one to nullify. And all right, see you guys in the next part. Okay, so in this part, we're gonna we're gonna deploy this one to nullify. So basically, I'm gonna go create a new repository. I'm gonna do iDream v2. Make sure I do this as a public. And so right now, I make sure everything public. Okay, cool. Next is I'm going to add the remote right here. C and Control V, and then I'm gonna add what I have right here. I'm gonna do this one /m, and my last commit is gonna be finish the demo video. So make sure you have like the commit that is good for you. And then we're gonna copy the last command right here. This is the first commit when we add to the new repository. After that, you can just do git push. So right now, as you can see, our code has been here. Very nice. The next thing is we're gonna go into nullify. So nullify is really, I'm gonna go, so for now we not really care too much about our code. I'm gonna bring this one a little bit bigger. You log in with nullify, and you can see there's a lot of site I have built it before. And then if you want to go new site, just go to new site, add new site, import existing projects, and then we can target the GitHubs. Right now it's being authorized, and v2 hopefully search my projects. So it's gonna take a while. Maybe the search right here. When you select, everything is gonna take care. It's know that we're using yarn or instead of npm everything's. And let's actually deploy the site. Right, so now it's gonna take a while. So another thing that we wanted to do, we want to have like the site status that we can't use it in to see whether it's building or not. So when pushing you commit to our branch. So let's say I'm gonna copy this one. So this one is gonna be really simple. And then you can add this one. You can add a readme readme.md, and then you can just do something like this. So if you look at if you let's say preview this one, I hope we can see this one. As you can see, there you go. So right now it's give us this one. It's really nice. So we can push this one again. So right now I'm not gonna push this one. So I am going to wait for this one to build finish. I think it's already finished. Oh, okay, it's not yet. All right, so as you can see, our site has been deployed. So I can come here and visit our site. So it's gonna be everything is look good as expected. And the other thing is what you can do is you can change the site name. So I'm gonna change this one to iDreams v2. I'm gonna click save this one. So there you go. So right now this site is not gonna be valid anymore. So I have to change that. So there you go. This is very nice. So you can see we have the button install, which is gonna be like our PWA things right here. And all right, so I think that's pretty much it. Oh, one last thing, we need to, let's say, git add this one to see to show you what is that. So I'm gonna do commit, let's say fits adding batch, and then we're gonna do git push. So when we have this one, every time we push a new commit to the master branch, so let's say we're gonna go come here, and there you go. So right now you can see it's building. It's building. So because we push a new commit, but our side right here is still be working. So once, let's say if you make a chain, update this one, there's like after it's build and deploy, and then it will set it to the productions view right here. So there you go. So there you have it, a drinking game. So last but not least, this one was designed for the mobile applications, like the mobile view. That's why it's kind of not really look kind of good on the big screen. So be aware of that. All right, so I think that is pretty much all for this video. Hopefully you like it. See you guys in the next video. If you have also any suggesting ideas, some that you want me to build, please leave a link down in the description. I will read some of your idea that you want me to build, and hopefully I can do that. And all right, see you guys in the next video.